This is One-on-One. Everything you've ever wanted or needed to know about the summer brain drain and what to do with your kids in the summer, we got Dina El Nabli. She's editorial director, New Jersey Family, a great publication. That's all about what?
Parenting in New Jersey, things to do with your kids. Really, that's it. If you want to know great things that's going on in New Jersey for families, we've got it covered.
So let's deal with this thing called, I just told you our kids going out of school for a little bit. I'm thinking, is this summer brain drain already hitting them? What's the brain drain?
So basically, on average, kids lose about 2 to 3 months of what they learn. They forget in the summer because they're not, in school, so they're forgetting, mostly in math and reading.
Right.
And then when they get back to school, it takes teachers about 2 months to reteach what they've already learned and review. So that's why everyone emphasizes summer reading, but we also want to talk about STEM and opportunities for kids to learn about science and math interactively over the summer.
Could you do this for us, Dina? Just tell me, and I'll tell my kids, because I'll make them watch this. When you get a summer reading list from school, beginning to read it on August 27th is not the appropriate time, correct?
Correct. But if they're procrastinators like me, they might do that.
But you lose the whole point.
Exactly. They should be reading all summer. And start with something they like instead of something they have to read, just to kind of get into it.
So let's do this. Dina's going to take us through some places. Listen, particularly when it comes to science, technology, engineering, math, really great stuff. Some places in the summer in our region, New York, New Jersey, the greatest region in the nation. The Thomas Edison National Historic Park.
Orange.
It's around the corner from our house, and we haven't been there yet. Why should we go?
Oh, my goodness.
It's
you
ridiculous.
Need to go? That's crazy. So it is, everyone knows Thomas Edison. Kids know he invented the light bulb, but it's something quite different to actually see where he worked. He had over 1,000 patents, the phonograph, the telegraph, and you can see his lab. So it's a national park site, so you could do the Junior Ranger program. Kids can get a badge at the end. They can see the first movie studio, a replica of it.
Does someone talk you through this? I mean, they have people there to explaining what you're seeing?
Yes, that's part of the Junior Ranger program. And there's also, they talk you through. And you can see his lab, his library, invention-inspired art, fun instruments. There's also his home where he lived nearby. You have to call ahead, but you can see his estate. You can see his electric car, his greenhouse.
It's great stuff.
It is.
Ready to go to Jersey City?
Yeah, Liberty
Science Center. Talk about it.
Liberty Science Center it's kind of the crown jewel of STEM in New Jersey. It has this really awesome planetarium, the largest in the Western Hemisphere.
Awesome. Love it.
Everyone needs to experience it. The new thing this summer is the Beatles Laser Light Show, which is really cool. And then there's a Beatles Laser Light Show.
The Beatles?
The music of the Beatles.
We just had a segment on the history of the Beatles. This is great.
You did,
Go ahead.
yeah. And then it's tied in with the movie coming out, right, yesterday.
That's awesome.
So I'm taking my kids to see it.
But not yesterday, you're doing it today, right? Sorry, that was a terrible joke. I apologize.
That's good.
So that's awesome because...
So anyway, it's awesome because there's so many fun exhibits. There's an awesome Lego exhibit happening this summer. It just opened. We just checked it out last week, and it's iconic like Lego. 1.5 million Lego pieces by this Brooklyn-based artist, Sean Kenny.
Look at this right
and
now. Take a look
he's
at this.
doing animal sculpture.
Is that it?
Yep, polar bears.
That's sick.
Venus flytrap. And basically, while kids are looking at these amazing Lego works of art, they're learning about these animals, the endangerment, their habitats, how we coexist with them, and kids can actually make their own Lego creations at the end of the exhibit.
By the way, I said where we are. 3 miles to one direction, you got the Thomas Edison thing going on. Around the corner from us is
the Montclair Art
Museum. Montclair Art Museum, and absolutely love that place.
Yeah,
Make it come alive.
I'm sure you've been there
many times.
That's your hometown. So, and it's such a beautiful place. So, it's a great opportunity for kids to appreciate art without having going to New York City, and that speaks to the arts and STEM, which is why we call it STEAM, to really encourage a well-rounded curriculum. There's a lot of great exhibits, and there's a lot of great camp opportunities and classes. If you have some of your kids are older, they could do digital photography, video game animation. The younger kids can do a camp where they're doing art classes. There's plenty to do.
By the way, I also want to plug this. I'm going to plug a million places, but the Montclair Art Festival, Montclair Film Festival, Montclair Film has a great summer program where they teach all about filmmaking, and it's a great thing to check out as well. It's a great initiative. We don't have everyone in this loop, but the Newark Museum, where I grew up as a kid, the Newark Library and the Newark Museum, right here in the heart of where we're taping in Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. Tell folks why it matters.
it's a great place for art and science. It has a planetarium that's really awesome. It's affordable for kids. It's like $6 extra for your ticket. A lot of planetariums aren't as affordable. There's a Saturn exhibit there with live dispatches from Cassini aircraft, so you really feel like you're on ground zero with like mission control to see what's going on in Saturn. There's a maker space where kids can roll up their sleeves. They can create with clay. They can build with blocks. They can use the machines like 3D printers. And roam around the museum, see what inspires them, go back to the maker space and make something.
Let's go across the river.
The Museum of Natural History in the city, kids know it. Maybe they've been on a field trip. They see Night at the Museum. They want to go see the big iconic blue whale. But there's also a lot of interactivity there. On Saturdays, they have education labs where they can learn about everything that the museum covers. They can do fossil collection. They can do digs. There's so much to do there.
There was another one you wanted to mention.
I wanted to talk about the Intrepid because the Intrepid is like
over on the west side,
on the west side,
by the boats that go back and forth.
Right by the water, yes, and you're standing on
the ferry. That's right by the ferry.
Yes, exactly, and you're standing right on the platform. And legendary.
Tell folks what the Intrepid is and why it matters.
It's an aircraft carrier. So it's like military history, science, space. It's an aircraft carrier. It houses the Enterprise NASA space shuttle, so kids can see an actual space shuttle. And why it matters this summer is that the Intrepid is doing free Fridays, so your whole family can go for free on select Friday nights. Take a half day from work, take a trip, and hang out from 5 to 9, watch a movie on the flight deck, look at the stars through a telescope. It's one of my favorite places.
We live in one of the greatest regions
really
in the
so much
nation, in the world, to find out about interesting things in the summer. We can't let this summer brain drain beat us, right?
No, and it's fun. All of this stuff is fun. It doesn't have to feel like work.
It's not work, it's summer, but we can learn anyway.
Yes.
Dina, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Very
having
well done.
me.
By the way, check out New Jersey Family. We find out all the time what's going on, especially for our kids. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Choose New Jersey, NJM Insurance Group, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, the Turrell Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and by the Russell Berry Foundation. Promotional support provided by AM 970 The Answer and by NorthJersey.com and Local IQ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.